So Avanti welcomes Shauna Mayer, and that's Mayer with an ER, as our guest speaker. Shauna brings so many great qualifications and experiences. She's a speaker, a facilitator, an intuitive wellness coach. She's also the creator of Connectx, and that's what we're doing here today. We're going to do a little mini module, a little mini lesson, and really get an experiential view of what to expect for this virtual retreat. So that's going to be, again, for a half day, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. There is a cost associated with this, and we do highly recommend that you purchase the Connectx, the physical cards, or the app in advance. So I know that Shauna also uses a really fascinating acronym through her coaching, and it's called FEEL. And what FEEL stands for is Facilitated Equine Experiential Learning. So not only is she coupled with all these great experiences, she also works very closely with horses through her coaching practice. Shauna is phenomenal, and welcome us in having her speak at our actual virtual conference in partnership with Lisa Burchardt, who's going to be doing a beautiful meditation for us. Please join us and stay tuned to watch how the day's event will unfold. Over to you, Shauna.
Well, thank you, Dina. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for being willing to put on this event. I think it's high time we start to just go with the flow. And I think it's brilliant to have a virtual retreat. So thank you for having me, and thank you for featuring my work through this outlet. So I guess the easiest thing, or the easiest way to describe what I do, especially in coaching in my events, is that I help people name and respond to the complex emotional world they experience on the inside. And I also help people tap into intuition and kind of demystify it for people, so that, you know, a lot of people think, oh, I've got to have meditated for 10 years and have all this experience and training. And I'm here to show people that you actually don't. All you need is a little bit of time and intention and care for yourself. And what I've done is created a process that is called Connectx, and it helps walk people through emotional awareness and intuitive connection in a really fun and easy way. And so we're going to do a little sample of that today. And this is what we've built the virtual retreat around. So I don't know about you guys, but I didn't grow up being taught how to express my emotions, how to identify what was really important to me and what I needed to feel better if I was feeling anxious or stressed. And I know we are all feeling a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress these days. So are our kids, so are our partners. I mean, it's everywhere. And when we don't have the very essential skills of emotional awareness, we can find ourselves falling into very painful patterns. And we can have difficulty in our relationships. We can have difficulty in our physical health and wellness because we're not tuning in to what our emotions are telling us. And we can have a hard time relating to other people, and sometimes we get resentful and feel, bad for just having feelings and having emotions. So what I like to do is just show people how feelings can actually be our friends, how they can help guide us into greater wellness and insight, and then help people connect intuitively so they know what's best for them, so they know what the next best step is. And the best way to do it is by just walking you guys through an example. And so what we're really doing here, and what we're going to be doing all morning on the virtual retreat, is really diving deep into what is self-empathy. That process of connecting with and understanding how you feel in any given moment and what you need to feel better if you're feeling uncomfortable emotions. And always bringing attention and focus in with kindness and compassion for ourselves. So I like to think of myself as like a self-empathy ambassador, helping people to just be easier on themselves, be kinder, be gentler. We have to be if we're going to live long, healthy, productive lives, right? So that's what we're going to be spending our time doing. And the genius behind this is rather than avoiding or resisting or judging our feelings as bad, what we're going to do, and I'm going to take you through a 10-minute process right now that's going to show you how that works. We're going to line up with those feelings for a brief time and acknowledge them. And they're going to actually help guide us toward what is best for us in this moment. And then this is what the retreat is really all about. That's going to take us even beyond emotion into true inner wisdom and intuition. But for today, we're just going to do feelings and what's underneath those feelings, which is a need. So I'm going to invite everyone to just take a minute and think of a situation that's going on in your life right now, something that you want to feel better about, something maybe that's bothering you. Can be something at home, at work, a relationship. It's going to come to you. And the first thing that comes to you is always the best thing. So just take a minute and see what comes. I've got one. Okay, and it doesn't have to be major. It can be a small thing. Something that's bothering you, something you want to work through. So I'm just going to invite you to investigate how you feel about this. And I'm going to give you a list of words that you can reference. So if everyone can see their screen, I've got a whole bunch of words here. So see if you can identify all the words that would describe how you feel about this situation. Just take a minute to do that. Just acknowledge, yeah, I'm feeling disappointed, lonely, and frustrated. And what we do here, this is the first step in emotional awareness, is we're just putting names to our feelings. We're expanding our vocabulary around our feelings so we can get clear. So I think a lot of us were probably raised with like a handful of feelings that we use to describe our experience. Sad, mad, happy. And so the process of becoming more emotionally intelligent is really about expanding the words to describe how you feel and being more specific about it. So for example, I could feel frustrated or I could feel overwhelmed about something. And we might confuse those two, right? If you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated, or, oh, I'm overwhelmed. Well, there's a different energy behind each one of those feelings. And it's really a real skill when we can learn what our feeling is really saying to us. And so in the Connectx process, which we'll talk about a little bit later, I've broken them down into cards. So you can actually, either using the app or using the physical paper cards, shuffle through all of these words and more, and try and identify all the feelings that are coming up for you. But for now, it's just great if you were able to find 2 or 3 or 4 feelings. And what we're doing here is we're just validating how we feel. A lot of us probably weren't asked how we felt as children or what we needed. And so we're just kind of going back and giving empathy for ourselves by identifying that. Okay, so good job. So the next step in the Connectx process, it's a 3-step process. We're going to go through 2 of the 3 steps today. And that is, what do I need? So once I've identified how I feel, let's say that's my example. I was thinking I feel overwhelmed, frustrated, and lonely. Let's say those are your 3 feelings. So each of those feelings is going to be representing some unmet need going on in your life, or else you wouldn't be feeling that, right? So if we're feeling on the reverse, if we're feeling, say, grateful and peaceful and relaxed, what would that tell you about life? It would probably tell you that your needs for well-being are being met, that maybe you have a lot of space and time in your calendar, or you have good health, or you have enough money in the bank, or you have a healthy, happy relationship with your spouse. So you would be feeling feelings that would represent that. When we're feeling the opposite, when we're feeling disappointed and angry and frustrated, that's usually an indication that there's a need in our life that's going unmet. And so let's see, I'm going to bring up another list of words. Let's see if you can identify take a look at all those words and see if you can identify or connect how you feel with what need that feeling represents. So for example, I'm feeling frustrated because I need, say, to be heard. Or I'm feeling anxious and worried because I need rest and relaxation. I'm feeling hurt because I need respect, or because I need self-care. Do you see how that works when we put those together? So just see if you can identify, based on the feelings words that you chose, what do you need in this situation to feel better? When we have a need, say, for stability, often that's related to some kind of a financial, concern. We may have a need for connection. A lot of us have that need right now because we're not getting out as much. We're not able to connect with our loved ones. And so it's not attaching it to any specific act necessarily, but we're just identifying what are these needs that are lying beneath the surface of our feelings. And we're validating that these are important. They're important for our well-being. And it helps us, really the reason we do this practice is so that we can start to build trust in ourselves. If we are a person that goes through life and we just ignore our feelings, if we just push them down, or we distract ourselves, or we shop, or we eat, or we do things to kind of bury those feelings that are coming up, a natural part of being human, just that's how our body and our emotions communicate with us, is through feelings. If we don't acknowledge those, then, we're basically, we're not going to trust, like, would you trust someone who, had a need for rest but never took a break? Would that person be a trustworthy person? No, right? So when we do that to ourselves, and that's getting back to the self-empathy piece, when we learn to start acknowledging our feelings and really listening to them and using them to guide our behavior and guide our lives and help us, we start to trust ourselves more. We build confidence, and we're building a good foundation. And so anxiety lessons, depression lessons, like all of the things, we're not an enemy of ourselves. We're trusting the flow of that energy that's communicating with us all of the time. And that's what I really love to help people do, is just getting more skilled in these areas. And leading, the ultimate, is leading to understanding the energy that's flowing through you all the time, 24/7. I consider myself like an energy intuitive, somebody who helps people like interpret the energy that goes through their body, often in the form of emotion or sensation, so physical sensation, and intuition. So intuition is connection to our expanded self. It's connection to this highest, wisest part of us. And we can all connect to this inner compass, this inner guidance system. And using the Connectx process is a really quick and easy way to get there, because we're lining up with what's true for us in the moment. We don't have to meditate for 2 hours. We don't have to, like I said, take tons of courses, but we do need to get real about what messages are being communicated to us. And once we line up with that, we can connect to our intuitive wisdom, which is what I love helping people do. And this is the space where we're most effective, we're most empowered, we're most energized, we feel the best, and we're in tune. So that's what we're going to be doing on our virtual retreat. There's a process that I walk people through, and a tool that we use. And that's my next screen. So Adina, maybe do you want to come back so we can chat about Connectx, or do you want me to just keep going and explain what it is?
Oh, no. Thank you so much for giving us a little sample of what to expect at our virtual retreat. Just to make sure that people know that we are calling it the Rest, Realign, and Renew. And we will have not only Shauna Mayer really doing the majority of the walkthrough with the Connectx, we also have another guest speaker, Lisa Burchard, who's going to help us do a guided meditation as well. Yes. So join us December the 5th, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. It's a half-day virtual retreat. And really it's to enable you to connect to the inner world using this process. Please visit the Avanti Women website to register. There is a fee for this event. And we also recommend that you purchase the tools to support the actual learning. And the tools can be done in two forms. It can be in two forms. Number one, the actual physical cards. And what I love about the cards, because I can attest to them, is not only will you use them for your own personal learning, there's something that you can use beyond this particular virtual event. So please recognize physically, if you want them, that you could order them through Shauna Mayer's website, or you can download the app. So we've got the details here for you. Have a look, send us any questions that you have at info@avantiwomen.com, or reach out to Shauna Mayer yourself, and feel free to download that app, and recommend doing both, getting the cards. And so, you know, this is really about your personal and emotional awareness. And over to you, Shauna, if you have anything else for some closing remarks to help people join us on December the 5th.
It would be amazing. And as you said, Lisa Burchard, who is an incredible transformational coach, and she's going to be leading us through guided meditations. Her voice is so soothing and relaxing. That alone is a retreat in and of itself, just to be led through her meditations. I just wanted to show people an image of the card set, just so you can kind of wrap your head around it. So those lists of words we saw, they're represented in these cards. So there's feelings cards, and then all the needs cards, and then the symbols, which is the intuitive practice that is only available at the retreat, and we're going to be doing that. And this is what the app is. It's basically a digital representation of these cards. So either one would work, but we'll definitely need those for the retreat as our tool to walk through the morning. So yeah, I'm excited.
That's great.
I'm so excited. Thank you again for hosting this, Dina. It's an amazing venue and a great opportunity for people to connect and recharge before the holidays, and just get centered and grounded. So.
Absolutely, which is why we called it Rest, Realign, and Renew. So we're looking, we all need this right now. So thank you, Shauna, for your mini lesson. I think we'll take a deeper dive. We welcome any questions, and we hope to see you on December the 5th. Bye for now.
Bye.